having to restart the stream. This is difficult. Okay. We'll figure this out. We just got so much breaking news right now about Gabby's case, and oh my god, okay. Let me gather my thoughts. Let me fix this stuff because nothing is going right now. I tried to stream on through a software again, and of course it didn't work again, which is really a big bummer, but it is what it is. I can't really change that now, and I had everything set up for the stream and now it's kind of messed up, so here we are. Hopefully you guys can see me. I don't know. YouTube says I'm live, but like who knows anymore. Can you guys see me? Okay, Patricia is here. I'm so glad. I was just explaining that none of this was working right. I am in like such a scramble right now to try to fix everything, because if I try to use the software and it messes up, I can't stream like from the same thing that I scheduled, which is like super dysfunctional, but I can't really do anything about it except for try to fix it now. If you are watching on a replay, sorry, this is chaotic. I will try to give you guys timestamps later on. We're not going to speculate. We're going to give cops the time to do what they need to do. These are the things. I'm just trying to get it through my intro really fast, but we have so many things that are popping up right now, and I'm just trying to catch up. Patricia, who's on the stream right now, is super lovely and has been on top of the Gabby situation with me. And so we've been able to, like, keep on top of things and try our best to do what we need to do. Well, is this gonna let me stream now? Can I? Sorry, I'm so, like, on edge trying to figure this out. Yeah, of course not. Of course not. All right. We're getting there. We're getting set up. I'm sorry this is taking so long. I was not imagining doing this right now. Everything was set up, but I was trying really hard to get on as quickly as possible. Come on, laptop. Alright guys, sorry for like the silence and the pauses, but I'm just trying to get this set up for you guys. Oh my god. Please work. Please work. I'm literally streaming from my phone right now. I'm hoping you guys can see me and hear me okay, at least. Patricia just asked if I take phone calls. I wish I had. I mean, I can't even get the stream to work right, so that would be super dope. I wish I knew how to do that. But we're here, we're struggling to figure out what the heck's going on here. Nothing works. All right. So in the meantime, while I'm trying to get the stream up to date, let's talk about everything that's been going on. Right now, Brian Laundrie has a I want to say Laundrie all the time. Brian Laundrie has officially been put out on an arrest warrant. So everything is ramping up so fast. There's been an arrest warrant that's been put out for Brian. His parents seem to might be going in for questioning, potentially. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. And there has been 2 different law firms who have put out reward money for the capture, I guess, of Brian. Everything is moving at the speed of light and I'm trying to catch up. Sorry guys that I'm like, I'm trying so hard to catch up as to what's going on and like fix the stream. So I'm really sorry about that. Of course my computer doesn't want to work properly. Come on, let me save the thumbnail so I can move it over. Okay, thank you. Cool. My computer is going so slow right now. I'm so sorry, guys. Alright, so we're gonna pull up WFLA and we're gonna get talking about this. Literally, the stream is such a mess right now and I'm so sorry, but we're getting there. We're getting there. And in just a second, like I said, I'm gonna play. Okay, that's not what I wanted at all. And that's why things are going so dang slow. Okay. Is this it? Okay. Brian Laundrie arrest warrant for illegal use of credit cards after Gabby's death, amount of $1,000. I did see that. I was listening to them on WFLA. That it was in the amount of at least $1,000, of over $1,000 is what they said, something like that, which is wild. All right, we're almost ready. We're almost there. All right. Looks like I fixed everything, I think. Please finish loading. Yes, okay, so they kept going back and forth between Sarasota and Orlando, and the media was like, why y'all going to Orlando? What's in Orlando? So things are getting really crazy. Also, Patricia, going back to your other question, if you want to let me know, okay, if you find out somehow about a way that I can take phone calls off the stream or something, please let me know. That would be super dope. I think only way to be able to do that is in StreamYard, and I think that's paid for. Patricia says search continues in Carlton Reserve. Matt just joined the chat. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry, I'm trying to like get up to speed. I'm like all over the place. Matt says, a lot of times they start with a small crime to get the individual, and the only reason I did this was the only reason I'm guessing they did this was to enact the authority to arrest her parents for aiding and abetting a few charges. Aiding and abetting a fugitive. Yeah, I think that's a great point. That is a great point. I think that they definitely did that. Okay, wait. Can you guys see me now? Okay. Am I still frozen? Am I good? Am I even on the Wi-Fi? Okay, good. I am on the Wi-Fi. Sorry, guys. Okay. Can you guys hear and see me okay now? Can you guys... Okay, it looks like I'm working. It's working now. Let me know if everything looks okay for you guys. 1 second. Why is that so... Okay, this needs to get closed out. That's dragging my computer. But can y'all see me okay now? Matt was saying that I can use Google Voices. He sent a Google Voices number, but then it didn't or a Google Voice number and it didn't work. Patricia says, hang in there, Matt. Can you please walk us through the phone thing? That's a great idea. I don't know how well this is gonna work. I'm also a little nervous to have people come on the stream willy-nilly. Not willy-nilly, but you know what I mean. I don't know who y'all are. I don't know if somebody's gonna call in and say something horrible. I think Google Voice is just like a phone service. Can y'all hear and see me now? Okay, Matt says yes. I'm not sure if he meant about the Google Voices or about seeing me. I love Shell Puppy just joined. Hi, welcome. It says, I'm not Willie. That's so funny. Matt says, great stream, thank you. Yes, I can help you set up phone calls. Patricia says, I can continue to just comment Natty, whatever is easiest. Also, I've been wanting to ask you, Patricia, do you go by any nicknames? Because I keep wanting to call you, I don't know, like Patty or something, just because I feel like it's shortened. You know, nicknames are fun. But let me know. I don't know what I got in my hair. Alright, let me, in the meantime, Matt says, a lot is happening fast. This is a hot topic. Yes, it is. Holy guacamole. In case you're new here, Patricia knows this. I do this not because I'm trying to like get clout, but because I want to interact with you guys and talk with other people who are really interested in this and other people who feel like very, what's the word, like emotionally a lot. Like this has been like emotional for me. So yeah, I don't know. Let me try to figure this out. Let me try to get to Google Voices. Hold on. Or Google Voice. I keep wanting to say voices. Matt says, yes, be careful. Yes, in your PC. Patricia says, I'm currently live streaming your broadcast via my phone to my TV. That's so funny. I love that. Okay, let me see. And you can enable the mixing properties on your computer in the volume setting and it will stream whenever your computer hears. I'm literally streaming from my phone because my streaming service did not want to work. I tried using, Matt, if you are well versed in the streaming streaming softwares, please let me know because mine does not want to cooperate. Neither the Streamlab or OBS. Like I'm having to stream from my phone and I wanted to, Patricia earlier was like, you should have, you know, WFLA in the background so we can talk about it, but I haven't been able to do that, so we're gonna just do that from my laptop. So we're just trying to figure this out. Let me see. Why? Cool. My guy. Google Meet? Should I do Google Meet or Google Voice? I guess Meet, right? Like I can talk with you guys on Google. Premium video meetings now free for everyone. Is that different? What is that? Wait a minute. That's like a Zoom thing. I'm not trying to do Zooms necessarily. There's Google Meet and Google Chat and Google Duo. I don't know how this works. Can you do high quality video and voice calls? Okay. I guess Google Duo with people's emails? No, I don't want that email. Thank you. Okay. People can, okay. Create a group link. All right, I'm sending you guys a link. I don't know if you'll be able to click on it. But Matt says this situation hits home for a lot of people, and that's why we're all trying to get involved. And I believe with the help of everyone, we can track down answers. I think so too. I just popped in the link, so if somebody wants to call me on Google Duo, can I want to do it where it's just the voice. Start the call, I guess. If Patricia can join first, that'd be super dope. Matt says you can stream your cell phone calls as well, but that's a different app. But yeah, Patricia, if you have your Gmail, which I'm assuming you do because of YouTube, you can join me and talk with me on the stream. So that's pretty freaking dope. I'm so excited. I'm waiting for y'all to join me from that link. So yeah, in the meantime, while we get hopefully Patricia up on the call. Oh no. Yeah, in the meantime. Stop. I hate when my computer does that. Matt says you can also take phone calls on Google Voice with your laptop as long as you have a built-in microphone, and we will hear it on your phone since you're using the phone to stream, or Discord. Discord is free. That is true. I forget about Discord. I have to log back into my account and try to get back in. Let me see what's going on here. All right, in the meantime, I'm going to pull up WFLA so we can talk about it.
I like having a document in my hand. It's the only.
Okay, that works. One second. Matt says, just have your friend call me. I'll tell her. She tells you, do you have any help? You can't do this yourself and you need someone to help you. Now you need sidekick. I don't have anyone to help me. I don't know what's happening. I don't know, Matt, do you want to Google Duo me? Follow the link that I sent. And you can just voice chat and I'll have it on my laptop. People won't see you, but oh man, this is difficult. Why is this difficult? So many things. On your laptop and start a channel. What do you mean start a channel? I don't know what that means. The only channel I know of is my YouTube channel. I'm not sure what you mean. Says she's a great help. Let Pat help. I mean, I know Pat was asking, like, Patricia, if you mean Patricia, she was asking for your help because she doesn't know how to do this stuff. So let me know if somebody knows. Patricia said, good thing you started early, get all the bugs out. Yeah, this is messy. I've been trying to work out all of the bugs for a while, but it's just not happening. Also, thank you to whoever liked the video. I know it's been a hot mess already. Matt says, agreed, this is gonna go on for weeks. Yeah, it really is. It really is. I think this is gonna go on for a lot longer than weeks. In the meantime, while we figure out what the heck we're doing, I'm gonna pull up the Denver arrest warrant, the Denver FBI Twitter. I know they tweeted out the arrest warrant information. All right, here it is. Today's official FBI Denver statement attached, and the arrest warrant for Mr. Brian Laundrie are attached. Matt says, yeah, it's okay. I mean, yeah, I make exactly $0.00 off of YouTube, so that's gonna be a long time from now before I make even a penny, to be honest. But that's not why I'm covering Gabby's stuff at all. Like, I'm not interested in making money off of her story. Patricia says, Naty or Matt, do you have Twitter or Facebook? I have Twitter. My Facebook isn't public, and I don't even remember what the login is, to be honest. Actually, I can log into Twitter if, I don't know, if that's helpful. Let me know. Trying to log in my Twitter really fast. Did that work? Did that work? Excellent. I'm glad I remembered. Okay, I don't care. Sorry, like, they're giving me like 100 updates, and I'm like, I just need the Denver FBI stuff. My Twitter is Naty Rocke 1, just because there was somebody stole Naty Rocke. Okay. There's so many things about the case on here on the FBI Twitter account. Matt says that he'll gladly help if you reach out. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about what the FBI Denver put out. All right. For immediate release on Wednesday, September 23rd, 2021. Matt said, but I know this whole thing is a huge media show. People go missing every single day all over the world. Hundreds and hundreds of people, even little children, and they never go to this extreme. This is a huge media thing, and it's a shame that they're doing it. But for whatever reason, it seems to be important, and the more people that get involved, the better. I'm gonna derail into this conversation really quick, because it's something I was thinking about earlier. Like, I had the exact same thought. Like, there are so many people who go missing every day. There's so many people who end up, as much as people don't want to say that slavery exists in the modern era, like, there are so many people who end up being human trafficked into slavery, and it's really sad that when things like this happen, where so much time, energy, and effort is focused onto one person's case and it takes over the news day. I'm not saying that this person isn't important, not saying that at all, but it makes it seem like missing people only happen very rarely, and it's not true. People go missing every second of every day, and it's really messed up, and nobody gets, so very, very rarely do people actually get the justice, the truth that they deserve, and very rarely do people who go missing ever get any kind of attention or help, and it's really sad and it's really messed up. So I appreciate you pointing that out, Matt, because what happens all over the world is really terrible, and nobody wants to realize that human trafficking is modern day slavery. That's exactly what slavery is, and there's a lot of really horrible, just, I mean, slavery is never a good thing, right? So it's messed up, and there quite literally could be somebody right next door who's a slave, and you would never in a million years know that. And that's just the modern era that we're living in. All right, I'm gonna get off that soapbox. If did anybody able to get onto the Google Duo? Matt or Patricia, were you guys able to get on? All right, so this is the FBI release reading it from my laptop. My foot is falling asleep. On Wednesday, September 22nd, the U.S. District Court of Wyoming issued a federal arrest warrant for Brian Christopher Laundrie. The warrant was issued pursuant to a federal grand jury indictment for violation of federal statute 18 U.S.C. 1029A1, quote, use of unauthorized access devices, end quote, related to Mr. Laundrie's activities following the death of Gabby Petito. Quote, while this warrant allows law enforcement to arrest Mr. Laundrie, the FBI and our partners across the country continue to investigate the facts and circumstances of Ms. Petito's homicide. Quote, end quote, said FBI Denver Special Agent in Charge Michael Schneider. Quote, we urge individuals with knowledge of Mr. Laundrie's role in this matter or his current whereabouts to contact the FBI. No piece of information is too small or inconsequential to support our efforts in this investigation, end quote. The FBI also continues to seek information for anyone who utilized the Spread Creek dispersed camping area between the dates of August 27th to the 30th, 2021, who may have had contact with Ms. Petito or Mr. Laundrie, who may have seen their vehicle. For photos and details, please see the FBI's Seeking Information poster for Ms. Petito. Relevant information may be submitted to the FBI online at tips.fbi.gov or by phone to 1-800-CALL-FBI. Photos and videos may be uploaded via the FBI's digital media tip line dedicated to this case, fbi.gov/Petito. FBI Denver thanks the public for the valuable tips that have been submitted. All right, I am gonna swoop back over to the comments. Somebody just popped in and said, what y'all gonna do if he's innocent? I personally have never stated my opinion as to whether or not he's guilty. I don't like to conclude, and it's something that I will refer back to my description, and it's something I keep saying. I don't speculate. I don't say whether or not he's guilty about anything. I'm saying that he has an arrest warrant out for him because of XYZ potential charges that he has against him. So I don't understand what her father being bald has anything to do with that. That's really weird. Matt says, I don't even know you, but you are a great person. Thank you. That's really sweet. Patricia says, enough said. Good reply. Thank you, Patricia. Anyways, so back to everything. I'm gonna jump back over. We're just gonna peace. I'm gonna put this out there. If anybody's stuff, like, some people obviously don't want to listen to anything, don't want to realize that my intentions are not to speculate. And it's something, again, I put in my description of every video. I'm not here to speculate. I'm not here to say if somebody's guilty or innocent of any charges. It is well known and it is well documented that this arrest warrant is not for the, I don't want to say that word, but it's not for the homicide. It's not a homicide charge. It is a charge of essentially credit card fraud. So if you committed a crime, you committed a crime. If there is proof that you committed a crime, there is an arrest warrant being put out for that. Doesn't matter. That's how this works. That's how the law works. Some people don't care, don't want to hear that. I'm not going to sit here and speculate. I'm not going to sit here and put blame on anybody. I'm not going to do that. All I'm here to do is discuss the actual facts of the case, what has been absolutely proven, and what our feelings are about this. People who are actually being very affected by this case like me, like Matt, like Patricia, like our friends Aaron from the last stream and Bobby. We're all very affected by this case, so we're not here to speculate. We're here to process all of this stuff. Patricia, I don't know if I said this, but said ditch that comment guy. Yep, already done. And said yes, just the facts, plenty of facts, rapid fire today. Matt said the trollers will come soon. They always do. Last time, when Patricia came on to the first stream that Patricia came on, surprisingly, we really didn't get any trolling. So I don't know what happened, what stroke of luck that was, but my first stream on Gabby, I definitely got trolls. Really gross ones, actually. Worse than this person. Matt says it'll hijack your stream. Yeah, I hope not. I hope not. We're gonna have to get some of my mods on here, so people are just something else. Alright, I'm gonna hang up the Google Duo since it's like nobody's come on. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna read, where is it? Okay. This is the actual arrest warrant. Moderators, sorry, Matt says get a moderator. Let me see if my usual mod is available. I have one friend of mine who's usually moderates for me, but I don't know. I haven't even had a chance to tell him that I was streaming because this all was happening so fast and I wanted to get on and like talk about it with you guys. Give me 1 second. Why? Can my Instagram please work? This is not what I needed. Oh my gosh. All right. So yeah, Matt was saying to get a moderator before it gets busy. I'd like to go live on the air. If we can finish this phone situation, it would be great to take calls. I can go on the air for a bit and give you time. Patricia says, I've seen trollers on all channels past week. Anything to do with Gabby. People are scum. People are scum. Matt says, do you have Skype? How can we communicate via voice over your laptop? That link that I sent earlier, we can do that Google Duo thing if you want. I can send it again, and you just have to join it. You just have to click the link. Let's see. I'll send it again if one of y'all want to jump on. Patricia says, got all the time in the world. Pace yourself, get mod, and then we can roll when you are ready. Matt says they're only doing that to get the authority from the government to pursue more. Of course, yeah. Patricia says, I don't have Skype. This is Google Duo, so you don't need Skype. It's just from your Gmail account. Matt says, actions in finding him and put more pressure on the parents. They can only do so much when they are looking for a person of interest, but when they are searching for a fugitive on the run, I think there was more to that chat, so I'm going to wait and reread that. People are liking this tweet so much from FBI Denver. Okay, I will reread what Matt said. Actions. Yeah, you're not going to be on camera. You can turn your camera off. And you won't see me either. Oh, that is so strange. Did I... Okay, my camera is off. And you can do it so you don't, nobody sees. In the meantime, either way, I wasn't gonna show the screen. Like, even if you had your video on, I wouldn't be showing it, because I'm just gonna have my laptop off to the side. Like, I'm not gonna show anybody's faces or anything. All right. So this is from the United States District Court for the District of Wyoming, United States of America versus Brian Christopher Laundrie. And there's like a case number. I'm not going to read that out. Nobody needs that info. Arrest warrant to any authorized law enforcement officer. You are commanded, in all bold, to arrest and bring before a United States magistrate judge without unnecessary delay Brian Christopher Laundrie, who is accused of an offense or violation based on the following document filed with the court: indictment. The offense is briefly described as follows, which is that code thing that I had said before. I want to know where they got the whole description as to what his thing is about. They had a whole better description as to what they're charging him for, and now it's not here. It's not here. I don't know where they got it from. Where, like, WFLA got it from. I don't know what Matt means by that. Oh. I don't know what's going on. Is this Patricia? Patricia was on for like a second, I think. I'm gonna guess that was her. I don't know what's going on. Why is this so difficult? Oh, man. Oh, I just understood what Matt said. That's funny. I don't know what else we could use. Maybe that meeting thingy? But I feel like that's gonna be the same garbage, right? Alright, I'm getting off Google Duo. I'm gonna try to do this meet thing instead. I don't know why I keep wanting to call Patricia Rose. Can somebody explain that to me? But Patricia, if you want to send me your email, then I can invite you to this meeting thing. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out here. So as soon as you send it, I'll delete your email off the thing. Anyways, so let's see what else is going on this. Oh my goodness, I'm like out of breath. Do we have any other? I like literally don't remember anything. I don't remember anything. I'm going insane. I'm trying to think about what else happened. Can I reply? Okay, here we go. Alright, I just messaged Patricia separately, so hopefully she gets that. I don't know if anybody's figuring it out, but let's see if I can. I'm so overwhelmed right now. Alright, in the meantime, let's see what's up with the people are awful. People are so scummy in this, like, the WFLA chat.
Where Brian Laundrie might be, there's incentive for them to come forward here.
Oh my god, is that a tank? They have like a mini tank. What the heck? Matt says that it was him. Dang it. He said he'll be joining Google short. Okay, hold on. Let me get back on Duo then. This is so difficult. Why is this so difficult? Watch, I'm gonna get the most ridiculous angry comments tomorrow when people try to watch this on the playback because it's just so much time of me trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Alright. Okay. There are 2 people. Alright. I'm calling y'all. Let me know if it works. Okay, one of them didn't work. Let's see if the other person hops on the Google Duo call. No. Okay, something happened.
Okay, I've got you. Let me, give me a few minutes to get to my computer.
Okay.
Because I want to watch your stream while I talk to you. Otherwise, I'm not able to see you. So, give me just a few minutes and we'll continue this.
Alright, well, welcome, Matt, to the live stream. Wow, this is so cool.
Good deal, good deal. All right, well, we'll talk very shortly, okay?
Alright, I'll continue the stream in the meantime.
All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Alright, so we got capabilities now, y'all. We can take calls. This is cool as hell. Alright, guys. I hope Patricia joins us on the call because Patricia is a freaking wealth of knowledge. It's so cool. Let's see here. What else are we gonna do? What are we gonna talk about? So yeah, there was that, the stuff with the arrest warrant. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the 2 law firms. There's 2 law firms that put out 2 different incentives to bring Brian Laundrie into custody. One of them was $20,000, I believe, and the other one was $5,000. I believe they were both Tampa area law firms. So let me just double check that. Law firm reward. Yeah, Tampa. As if I was not from Florida and did not know how to say Tampa properly. A Tampa Bay law firm offers $20,000 reward for information on locating Brian Laundrie. This is wild, guys. This is seriously wild. I literally can't believe this is all happening. The law firm is offering $20,000 reward to the first person that offers information that directly leads to finding Laundrie. What up, Nick? Dude, you have to join this Google Duo. You have to join. It's so good to see you back here. I've been wanting to play some of your videos, actually. Nick says, now we know that Brian used Gabby's debit card from August 30th to September 1st on his trip back to Florida from Wyoming, and she was deaf. I think he meant alive on the 27th. So she died on August 28th or 29th for sure. That's crazy. Matt says, hold it together, girl. You got this. Thank you. Thank you, Matt. I'm trying to keep it zen. It looks like my good friend Wildcat is gonna join the stream. I'm so excited. He needs to join this Google Duo too, because that would be so dope. I've literally been talking to Wildcat online forever, and I've never heard his voice. He's only ever heard mine, so that'll be really funny to get him on if we can. Let's see here. I'm gonna Nick, if you want to join and be somebody who joins the stream, because now we got some capabilities now. Matt's been helping me out, and we got Google Duo up on here, so we can start taking people's voice calls and join in onto the thing. Matt says he used the debit card to fill up the van to drive back home to Florida. That's crazy. Matt says all the details will come out shortly as soon as you can get on the voice. I'm gonna guess you mean the, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we can figure that out. Nick says he used the card to make $1,000 in purchases. I know, it's crazy. Miguel is saying that the parents should be arrested. I'm not gonna be saying that. Thank you for joining though, Miguel. This whole thing is literally insane. I thought there was more information. I lost all my stuff. I lost my train of thought. Oh my god. Wildcat is here. What is up, Wildcat? All right. You are now officially a moderator, Wildcat. Woot woot. Nick said, I just saw it. I don't know why, but it shows up for like 2 seconds on my phone, and then it goes to my laptop, the messages. So there's like a little bit of a lag going on, so I'm sorry about that. But I think what Nick said was that we know that the parents had a police escort to Orlando and back today. And what I saw somebody saying, I don't know if this was speculation or not, but somebody was saying that that was the parents going to see a lawyer. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. Communicating with the mod. Alright. Has anybody else got any information that I haven't gotten? Nick says, when will I be a moderator? We'll see. We will see. Maybe soon. If you keep coming around. Wildcat, I've literally known Wildcat since 2019. Is that right, Wildcat? Was it 2019 or 2018? I believe it was, yeah, it had to be beginning of 2019. So we've known each other for a while, and Wildcat's been my mod from that was when I started Twitch, and it was like from the very beginning. Wildcat has been my mod, so we gotta get mods that stick around, you know what I mean? Nick says sounds good, fair enough, haha. Nick says, okay, cool, yeah. But so what I was saying is that we got some new capabilities. So Nick, if you want to call in, let me know. Because I know you're really into this case, so that'd be really cool. We're gonna have some people call in probably. Anthony, who would, I want to say you were on the stream, briefly the other day. Says that a lawyer named last name Baez says he won't take the case. I have no idea about that. Let me find out about that. Shall we look into this? Oh shoot. Holy shit. This is a TMZ article. Dude, where I want to see if the why did this attorney talk straight to TMZ? I think he did do that a lot though on the case, didn't he? So the lawyer that Anthony was talking about, last name Baez, is the lawyer who represented Casey freaking Anthony. I mean, how many of us have been saying this is like reminiscent of like the Casey Anthony case? Wild. So supposedly, according to TMZ, allegedly, according to TMZ, attorney Jose Baez said that he has not spoken to the Laundrie family or Brian himself. He says, therefore, I do not represent him or anyone else related to the case, and tells this current caseload makes it very unlikely he'd be available for this case, quote, given its current complexities. Earlier Thursday, Laundrie's parents made a 2-hour trip to Orlando, and people online noticed that they were close to Baez's office, which sparked speculation. Of course, people speculating, and that they were looking to hire him, but we're told that's not the case, and the Laundrie's lawyers says they were simply there for business. Wild. Could you imagine if they would have gotten Casey Anthony's lawyer? Bro, like what the heck? Nick says, so they went on a camping trip, according to a neighbor, the weekend of September 10th to the 12th. Odd. He could legit be anywhere by now. And then Anthony says, I keep hearing different times as to when they went on a camping trip. And, like, it almost seems like there's multiple. I don't know what's happening. Anthony says they went on a vacation and came back with a different camper, LOL. I'm not sure what the joke was there, or I'm not sure. But sorry, Anthony, we're gonna move on. Nick says, bias is a retainer of 500k most likely for a case this big. Dude, could you imagine? Could you imagine that much of a retainer? That's wild. That's wild. I can't even imagine that. Just wild. I'm gonna pull up some of Nick's videos, because I was originally, this stream was gonna be completely different. This stream was gonna be at 7 o'clock promptly. This stream was not gonna be on my phone. And just everything about the stream was gonna be not this. This is the exact opposite. And I had a whole list of things that we were gonna go through. Nick says, Anthony, yeah, that neighbor actually stated it both ways, so not sure really. Wild case though. And Nick says, this is my new channel. I don't know if you saw, but I subscribed to your channel. And where am I doing? What am I doing? But I saw that you had posted some stuff. I hadn't had a chance to watch it, but I saw that you posted some stuff. So, yeah. Let's see here. Where is Nick's channel? But yeah, literally ask Patricia. I had a whole list of things that I was going to talk about today. And then everything got, like, turned around sideways because... everything started coming out, like, an hour ago. I was, like, literally at the grocery store getting comments from Patricia, and I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? Why does that name sound so familiar? Anthony says that this case is very similar to the Susan and Josh Powell case. Oh, what is that case? I know that name. Oh, I know these pictures. Was this the one that the guy was, like, hanging from the second floor? This one sounds... I know I've seen this one before, but I don't remember. Nick says, so I'm having to start over. I was able to get to 1.27k subs quickly, though, because I had a lot of my old subs from my old channel on an email list. Haha. That's dope. Why did you change channels? Oh, I didn't see this. I didn't see that part. I only have 2 videos on the channel. My last channel had over 20k subs, got hacked, and I ended up losing the channel. Oh my god, that sucks. I'm so sorry, dude. That's awesome, though, that you were... A lot of people don't do the email list. That's really awesome. You got really lucky. Nick says, Anthony, yep. And Anthony says, I probably watched every single true crime case on YouTube. Honestly, Jesus, me too. Me too. Alright, let's see. Alright, we got a commercial. You make your point, Nick. Just gonna wait it out. Make your point. Yeah, Wildcat, if you want to do that, you can. I don't know what that's about. Where'd you get this footage from? Where'd you get this van door opens and closes footage? I mean, like, I saw the link, but, like, is this from the travel bloggers?
Okay, in this video, you can see Gabby's van off to the side, and you notice the passenger doors open in the back, and then it closes right there before they pass it. It's pretty clear to see. And this video zoomed way in.
Nick. I mean, I could see it. I could see what you were talking about, but I just think it's really funny that you said it's pretty clear to see, but this video is like super cropped in, so it's not very clear. And then he says that's from Red, White, and Bethune. I thought so too. That's what I was thinking. So thank you guys for clarifying. But that's hilarious. That was. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not saying that to be. Whoa. Why is that doing that? I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I just thought it was funny. Nick says, true. Yes, I analyzed a high-res version of the video from Red, White, and Bethune. Yeah, I was like, that was the only place that it could have been from. It looks exactly like their footage. Dude, I love how they've gotten so many freaking neighbors to be like, turn yourself in, Brian. Turn yourself in. Like, those neighbors are freaking wildin', dude. Absolutely wildin'. Okay. We're gonna listen to Nick's other video. 911 call reveals Brian. Well, I keep wanting to say Laundrie. I know it's not. I know it's not. I know it's Laundrie. But you can't tell me it don't look like that. You know what I mean? Matt says he's gonna be ready in 20 minutes. Cool. Oh, Patricia says it. Oh, that's what I was hearing. Hi, Patricia.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice to meet you.
You too.
Do you wanna comment on anything? Let's talk about the Gabby's case.
Yes. Where would you like to start?
It's really up to you.
Well, there's been so much that's been speculative, of course, and then now we watch real news and real updates, and everything that you've been talking about right now in the past hour, you're pretty much up to date. There's probably going to be more updates. You can bet that the cameras are all turned onto the Laundrie's home. They're going to go out again tomorrow to look at the Carlton Reserve area.
Oh. When did you hear that?
I'm thinking that there's something out there that they've got a ping or some kind of definite something, a signal or items that they have found, maybe. That's what's prompting them to go back.
There has to be something out there. Oh, this is let me put her a little closer, maybe. Hold on, let me just reposition you, because I think people are having a hard time hearing you. Just gonna put you a little closer so my laptop's up against. Oh, let me not mess that up.
Can you guys, now we can't see you.
Can you see me now? I think you should be able
there
to.
You are.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Can you guys hear Pat okay? Do you like being called Pat? Do you like Patty? Do you like Patricia?
I'm Patricia, but if you want to call me Pat, that's fine.
Okay, because Matt kept calling you Pat, so I was like getting into that.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I'm gonna grab some of these comments with you, because I I just like you have I would love to at some point if you don't mind, obviously not in the stream, but I know you kind of opened up to me a little bit and like if we had a stream and we talked about some of your experiences, some of your knowledge, like I think you have like such a world of knowledge that you know, you don't have to necessarily talk about your past experiences, but all of these decades that you've done all this research would be so fascinating to hear you know, your thoughts and different ways that people can help protect themselves and you know see red flags a little bit clearer and all that kind of research that you've done would be so fascinating to do a stream just about that with you.
I would love to. And, I think that sometimes when people go through experiences like I had mentioned to you and they survive, and it takes a while to really kind of unravel how did I get myself into this or did I do the right thing? Doing the research and the study for decades really gave me so much insight. And so, yeah, another time, whenever you'd like, I'd be glad to talk about everything. It's been enough time gone by that I'm not triggered by mentioning anything. So I think I keep focused on my experience may help someone else.
That's always excellent. That is such a good way of putting that out there, and it is amazing to me that you've been able to get to that point because a lot of people don't you know never find that peace that they don't you know feel triggered by their past experiences you know no matter what that may be. So that's just amazing to me.
Well, I think what happens is, and all of us have met people like this, but we meet people that really pour on the charm. There seems to be a connection. And through time, there's little truth bombs that are being dropped by the other person. And you blow it off and blow it off. And then things start to go wrong.
Yes.
And I think with Gabby and Brian, there were signals. If we look back, her friend who was interviewed said that he was hearing voices. They were fighting a lot. There were times when Gabby would go to her friends to stay overnight because Brian was acting very strange. So there are signals. And so you don't read the signals when you're in love, you're kind of blind about certain things or you blow things off. But unfortunately, if you don't catch it and get away from that situation, that person, this is what happens. Now you are found somewhere out in the wilderness. Your boyfriend is not found and nobody has the answers yet from him. And so it's happening every day. Some extremist things like this is happening between Gabby and Brian. And then there are people that catch it and they walk away. And sometimes these people that have this kind of, shall we say, issues, they will stalk a person. They don't want to give it up. They've had power. That person has supplied something to their ego, their needs. But if you walk away from it and you really are good at covering your trail, lesson learned. Let's just say it that way.
I think that is all really good information for people to hear. And I'm so excited to do this, you know, do a dedicated stream because I it's funny. I saw that I think it was Matt commented and said that you sound like a retired investigator, and
I'm old enough to be your grandmother. I'm 70 years old. Okay, born in 1950, so that's why I said decades worth of study and research. So I've been there, done that, and I am seasoned. I guess you could say that, but it's because of you walk through that many decades. I hope you learn lessons, and I hope you're able to, help other people. If you see someone else, come across someone else that may be going through something you went through. And what caught my eye, I think I mentioned it to you, is I was really ignoring in the beginning what I had seen on YouTube regarding Gabby's disappearance.
Yes.
I was ignoring it. There were other things I was interested in. And then finally, it just kept coming up. And then something was said about she's now reported missing by parents. I clicked on that thing and I thought, uh-oh. Then I've been following it now, looks like, about a week and a half. And that's it. But I really wanted to see the modus operandi. What was the relationship like? What were the clues? And I just was trying to get as much as I could. And then I ran across your YouTube channel. I thought, wow, this is somebody. You are somebody that obviously you're not out there for the fame, the money. Some of the others, and I'm sure your listeners are aware of this, there are those out there that are unscrupulous. They don't even know what they're talking about. They're speculating. They're just trying to get the click on, look, this guy has big headlines on YouTube. And I felt that you were somebody, you were just starting out. You had a real honest reason to follow it. You wanted to help. You wanted to talk about the truth, the facts ongoing. So that's why I'm following you.
Thank you. Oh my God. I'm trying not to cry right now. It makes me so happy because I do get worried that people are going to misinterpret what I'm doing here. And assume that I'm doing these, unscrupulous things that I'm, that's not my intention. That's why I lead with the facts. And it really drives me up a wall when people assume things about others and, just want to speculate because, you could be completely misjudging somebody, and speculation can ruin somebody's entire life who might have never done anything, and just assuming that because of somebody's look or the way that they say something that they're automatically guilty or they're automatically not. I'm sure as much, very well that anybody could be somebody terrible and you would never know.
And that's the way it is. And just for the sake of the people out there that you've mentioned, they're speculating, given whatever channel they're watching on YouTube regarding this case, they may get into that excitement about speculating. They're allowed to speculate on that one. Then they may go to another YouTube website and somebody's more factual. There's others that kind of laugh about certain things, and they have a lot of camaraderie between three different hosts or whatever. So there's a lot of different flavors out there for people to follow this whole investigation. So when they come to yours, those who are looking for, wild comments there or wanting to speculate, and, there's been a lot of it. I won't repeat any of it. But they come to you and they're going, oh, wait. This is us communicating together. Let's share the facts. What are the updates? How does these puzzle pieces fit together? And so you're new. And so the trolls, they're going to happen.
Of course,
and God
of course.
bless them. But stay your course on this. You've got Matt. You've got other wonderful people joining in. You've got your moderator. Hey, you're on the right track. So just roll with it.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And you've been so helpful. I mean, it was so funny. I don't know if you heard me say it earlier, but I was literally in the grocery store and I'm getting the messages from YouTube and I'm trying to comment back, paying for my groceries. And I'm like, oh my God.
I am so sorry. Once I started seeing, I told you about that one station,
WFLA. Yeah, I love them.
They sent me a notice that there were updates. Clicked onto it and it was rapid fire. They started out with one thing and then they were getting a breaking news and another breaking news and more information. And I thought, I've got to get a hold of this girl right now. And so I didn't know you were shopping.
No, you don't have to be sorry at all. It was just funny to me that I was just so excited, and I'm sure you sound like you were excited too. And we were both. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get home now. I gotta get home now. I gotta get on live right now. Because. To me also I want to talk about facts and not speculation, and to me it's also, this is a way of me processing it, this information and having a community, and this is why I like streaming with you guys is being able to talk with people real time about this and process this, because it can be such a heavy thing, especially if you start to identify with the person in question. you know, when you identified with the case a lot and you are really drawn in, it can be something very hard emotionally. And so it's nice to talk with people about this and get it out, and everybody else be able to get out all of this, you know, pent up energy that kind of happens when you're following such a, you know, a difficult case.
Well, and that's true. And I want to say thank you to Matt because of all of what you were trying to do to get things in. Matt came onto your comments line. He helped you with, you know, how to get connected. I didn't have any intention of, you know, going on, you know, and speaking or anything, but he managed to show us a way, and it worked. And I think this is a new birth of a way for you to communicate live with your listeners. And I just think, hey, you know, it starts out as a chaotic thing, and look, you know, we've got a whole new avenue now to intermingle and talk with people about this. So I think it's going to be fine.
I love it. I love it. And hopefully I can get a little better and figure out the streaming software, so, and somehow figure out how to integrate that. But this is great. So yeah, thank you so much to Matt for jumping on, and thank you for everybody who's been jumping on. Let me see what everybody's been saying, and what other updates we have, because I don't know, it's like this thing is happening so quickly, that it's like hard to keep up.
It really is.
So let me see. It says, everybody is saying hello to you. Everybody loves you, Pat.
Hi, everyone.
Matt was calling you Mrs. Pat, and says, seems like everyone's dream grandma or Aunt Pat, with hearts.
It was funny. I never had the blessing to have children, and so I'll look at all of you. If you're 50 years and younger, I'm old enough to be your mom and probably grandmother. And so thank you, everybody. And I am so glad that you're here, because there is cutting edge stuff happening. There's breaking news happening. And that's why we're all with her right now, because she's going to lay it out. Anything that we can jump in and add to it, you just let us know.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna jump in here. My mom actually just joined the chat, so that's really funny.
Oh.
So hi, Mom. And for anybody else who's jumping on right now, the kind of the minor synopsis is that Brian Laundrie, Gabby's fiance, or what was supposed to be her fiance, has now had a warrant out for his arrest, and $20,000 have been put up for his retrieval, essentially. Pat says hi, Mom. My mom says hi. So that's kind of what the catch up, Mom, if you've been, I don't know how much you've been following the Gabby Petito case, and this is Pat, who's wonderful and has been studying and following crime and criminal psychology for, you said, almost 40 years, right, Pat? So
yeah,
it's, you know, the wealth of knowledge is here, so that's amazing, and she's been keeping up, and we've been updating each other, and oh my gosh, apparently my mom's been following closely. We haven't had a chance to catch up. So some people are asking about the charges. Nick was saying at least they can arrest him on that lesser charge, which is a good start to bringing him in, even though he would likely be bailed out very quickly and probably gone again. They'll find him soon. Brian popped in. Hi, Brian. I don't know if you've been here before, but says, how do you feel about the charges? That is a good question. And my mom is speculating a little bit that she thinks that, you know, Brian may be dead, which, you know, again, I don't want to speculate, but with the terrain, I think we should talk about a little bit. I don't know how familiar you are with Florida, but I think that's an interesting topic to get into a little bit, of the terrain in which he is supposedly hidden out at, is wetlands. It's the Everglades. You know, it's something that they keep touching on at a lot of news sources. It's got alligators and snakes and all kinds of nasty critters you don't want to be around. lots of water, especially because there was a huge amount of rainfall. It is the wet season. Florida essentially has 2 seasons, wet and dry, because of the Everglades. And they were saying that they had like 4 foot pools of water that were not there before, which is not uncommon. But so it's very treacherous where he's at. If he is in the wetlands, if he is in that nature preserve, something could have gotten to him by now. So there's that question of, either he's hidden really well or he may not be around, which is either way, it's a really bad situation. I don't know if you want to comment on that, Pat.
Well, I was looking online today, and they were doing live feed of that area, the 25,000 acre area, from a helicopter. And it has dried up quite a bit. And I noticed that there were houses out there. There was different structures, buildings around. And there were good roads, looked like they were paved. Others were obviously the dirt trail roads that the searchers were driving on and whatnot. And yeah, there are patches where you'll see a lot of trees. You'll see swampy, open areas. My curiosity on that was, what is it that, besides his parents saying that he went there to do a hike, what was it, last week, Tuesday, why are they continuing to focus on that area? They said that they went and brought the car back to their home. Yes, it was spotted in their driveway. But why are the searchers still going out there? And I thought, is there some kind of a communication ping, like a cell phone ping that they're picking up, that maybe he's communicated with one of those burner phones and he's in contact with his parents or somebody that he knows, and they're picking up these signals out there? And I don't want to speculate, but just the fact that they keep going out there and looking so much, they have information that they're not telling the public. And I think they're just trying to hone in on it. And hopefully he is there. I don't have a feeling he is, but hopefully they'll, be able to make that decision by the weekend.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where things end up with everything, because there's so many questions. I mean, there's the question of the RV and the camping trip. There's the question of, is there something that the public doesn't know? Which of course they're gonna withhold certain things because they don't want that information getting back to Brian or getting back to people who are gonna, defend him in some kind of a way to, evade.
That's a really good point. That's a good point.
And there, I had a thought. Maybe I'll tell you separately, just because I don't want to speculate publicly. But there are so many. The possibilities are endless right now. I know my mom brought up right now the hunting, the deer cam video. That there was that photo that somebody got of somebody who looks like him, which was 400 miles away in a different, wooded area in Florida.
I heard an update on WFLA yesterday that the local police who were in that area actually debunked it and said, we know who that guy was. It wasn't Brian, and he is a local, and he is homeless, and we know who that is. Okay. So I just wanted to put that out there. That was on the news yesterday.
I appreciate that, because there was that question back and forth, and I thought it had been debunked, but I wasn't sure. And Brian, which I said earlier, I meant to say, welcome Brian to the stream. Thank you for joining us. He said that the FBI also said that the trail cam footage wasn't him, and it looked like him though. Yeah. So it's good to get that confirmation. I think, and it's something that I've said before, and it's something I will reiterate, I think a lot of times people are gonna be mistaken for Brian, because he has a very average build, an average look. You know, there's a lot of Caucasian, lanky men who are 5'8", who are bald, who, you know, have that sort of look that's just very average, and especially in the US. Um,
Yeah.
so it makes things infinitely harder, and I feel bad for the people who look even remotely similar to him, because they're gonna be, you know, getting the weird looks, and they're gonna, you know, some people have been getting the cops called on them and stuff like that, thinking it's him when it's not.
That's
So
true. And then if we fast forward a little bit to today, where they now, from Wyoming, apparently FBI has filed this warrant for Brian Laundrie regarding his misuse of credit cards.
yes,
His credit card transactions, they say, were on the 30th, and they think also the 31st. They're talking about 2 transactions. Now, on the 30th and 31st, that's a few days after the last time that the restaurant, the Mary Piglet, who also confirmed that there was a dispute with Brian, that Brian was with Gabby.
right,
I forget if it was the 27th, 28th. But anyway, so this is after that time. Now, while they're doing this autopsy, they've been able to put a time stamp on her time and date of dying. That means that Brian used those cards after there was no more communication with Gabby. We'll just put it that way.
right,
So he's using cards, and he got $1,000 worth. And they're trying to say, well, did he use it for a hotel? Did he use it for airfare, food sources, whatever? But they've nailed him on it. And,
right,
you go to any ATM, they've got a camera
right,
right there. And so they got him with that. Now, that's just a fire that started, we'll say. That opens it up for all federal agencies, whether you're local police, your FBI. If Brian is caught by any of them, he's under arrest because he's got a federal warrant for his arrest.
right.
So he could be anywhere. There are people that look like him, but if they catch him, he is going to be put in jail, and they're going to be asking a lot of questions.
That'll be really interesting. Hopefully he's caught, hopefully he's caught, because, the family deserves answers, and Gabby deserves the truth to come out of what happened to her.
Absolutely. And one thing that in my studies, just to put this out there, one thing I've noticed is that people that have this situation like Brian, many of them get caught. They make a mistake, and it catches the attention of someone. Sometimes it's a police officer, and they make a mistake and they're caught. And so I'm like you. I just hope that they catch him.
Yeah. I will say that if this was a case, because I don't think they've officially revealed what he spent the money on, or how he, like, what the money, if it was just like ATM withdrawals or what exactly it was. But I will say that, a big thing that they've been saying on TV is that, they haven't been able to trace him on anything about, any kind of credit card transactions. He's not using his car. There's no license plate to track him with, that kind of a stuff. So if he was pulling money from Gabby's account, that was very smart, because, that was going to take longer to put the pieces together.
Yes, and then you wonder about the time when they said he returned September 1st.
Right.
Now, that's a timestamp that was somebody in the neighborhood or his parents said, yes, Gabby's van was in that driveway.
Right.
At Brian's parents. All right. Well, if he's been there all that time, and then they went camping, but they were coming and going. The neighbors saw Brian walking with his mother, helping his father, mowing the lawn. So he's time stamped on certain days and times that he was noticed. He was out there where people could see him publicly. But after the parents took that freestanding camper and put it on the dad's truck, and they sped off and went off for, the neighbor says, 2-3 days, was Brian with them? Nobody has actually said that they saw him get in that truck and go with them, or that he went into the back of that camper and was in there while they drove off. Now, if he did go with them, they loaded everything up. The neighbor said they modified something, building something inside of that camper before it left. What were they doing? They own 3 properties. Why would they go camping? Were they setting something up maybe for Brian to go stay somewhere? Did he want, they all came back, and Brian, we don't know what he's told his parents, if anything, but the fact that they then said, well, Tuesday he wanted to go hiking. Now, they didn't say anything about that until Friday. It was after, the word had come out, Gabby's body was found. So all of a sudden, Friday, they say, oh, he's missing. He left Tuesday. He was hiking, and he's missing now. It just seems like there's too much of a gap in days where Brian could have gone anywhere.
I completely agree. And there's the question about the Mustang, his car. And they were saying, well, he was at the preserve because we picked up the car. And then there was also a question of like some kind of a ticket had been left on his car that it needed to be taken back, that they couldn't just leave the car there. And so that has been, the thing that they've been hanging on is the car being there. But that, I would love to see the proof that there was this actual ticket that was left on his car for, being there when it shouldn't have been. And, even if that is the case, doesn't mean that somebody else couldn't have dropped it off. Like I don't think there's footage anywhere. I would love to know where all the security cameras are in this moment. Somebody has to have, with all of the Ring doorbells nowadays, I wish that we had more facts.
Well, once Gabby was declared missing, and it was a public statement that came out by her family that they declared her missing. Brian where was he? I remember seeing live camera shots of the Laundrie's property and the driveway, and I had seen his mom driving that car. She was coming out. She was wearing a baseball cap one day, and she's like coming and going. And I didn't see Brian. I didn't see the father. The other thing is, oh gosh, there was something else. Today, that's right. Now today, the attorney flew all the way down from New York to Orlando to meet with the Mr. and Mrs. Laundrie. When Mrs. Laundrie was getting into the car, leaving their home to go there, she had her big black, looked like a big strap purse. When she came back, she had that purse. But if people notice, she also had what looked like a black and red, some kind of a container. It almost reminded me of one of those thermo kind of containers that you would put your lunch in or something if you were going to go hiking. But she had something that she was bringing into the home. I don't know what it was. Might have been paperwork. But I noticed she brought that extra bag with her back into their house today.
There's so many little pieces that could be literally anything. I feel like we could be, I guess, it kind of goes into the speculating again. It's like, you could literally dissect it all day, and I'm gonna try, and I know it's very easy to fall into the speculation. It's like, where's the line sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Let me see what people have been saying. My mom said, my take on the information that was shared when they were stopped for DV. There's more to that story. I mean, I don't know if you know this, Mom, but that whole fight that I know Pat brought up, there was a whole fight at a restaurant that was after that DV incident in Moab, that the police, you know, stopped them for. Brian also said he's making a bad name for all the Bryans. I agree. It's like all the Karens making a bad name for the Karens. I feel very bad for people who have the name Brian right now and the people who have the name Karen. It's not a good time to be a Brian. I'm sorry. My mom says, has the cause of death been disclosed? They said homicide, nothing more than that. And my mom kind of speculated that the parents are no more than they are saying, which we were, you know, me and you were kind of doing, Pat. And we have somebody saying, so are we allowed to speculate here or not? My speculation thing is more about not assuming that anybody's guilty. Not assuming that anybody's guilty, not assuming that anybody is inherently done anything wrong. If we want to get into some of the little details or possibilities, like, that's kind of tiptoeing the line, but it's more about not automatically assuming that anybody's guilty. Anybody could have done literally anything. And I'm not going to assume that, you know, anything about the relationship either. That's one thing that, you know, sometimes anybody can be violent to anybody else and anybody can start anything. So those are the kinds of things that I'm not trying to speculate on. I hope that's helpful for you, RM. I think Matt hopped on the duo. And
I just wanted to say, did anybody notice the Facebook post that he created today? A video of him walking through the woods in the dark, just before making his Facebook private. There was speculation that perhaps his Facebook was hacked by maybe the Anon group or some of the other internet hackers that usually do that kind of thing. It's just a video of a man walking through the woods, which appeared to be a northern part of the country's woods. It's nothing that represents South Florida. So I don't know if anybody has done any kind of research into that, but it's definitely something to look into.
I haven't heard anything about that. Had you heard, Pat?
No, I haven't. I have heard that there are hackers out there. There are people impersonating him or, you know, certain websites, whatever, and trying to, you know, put something out there that
Yes.
they found this or somebody gave him a video and this must be him and that. But I haven't gotten into that today.
I considered that as well, so I did a little more digging, and I found that the only way to register what this application was that he used is to link it to his Instagram. And it was linked to his actual Instagram. And the Facebook account was created way before any of this happened, any of this drama happened. So the only way that this video would be fake is if he was hacked. But it's actually his credible Facebook account, his actual Facebook account, which is now made private. So if the FBI, which they would know if he was creating a post on Facebook, they would have his location like almost immediately. And I'm wondering if that is the basis that they have to continue searching this area. But on the other side of the fence, I believe that they're not really searching the area to look for him specifically, but to look for evidence, because they know that he is long gone and they probably will never find him. And this will be an ongoing mystery for the rest of our lives. And we'll never know the answer because, and the FBI knows this, and that's why they're putting so much effort into the search, so they can show the public, hey, we did everything we could, quote unquote, to find this bastard, even though they know damn well he's long gone.
I could see where you're coming from with that, Matt. I could definitely see that. You know, especially with how much public pressure there is on this case, which is unfortunate. You know, me and you kind of talked about it earlier about how, you know, so many people go missing every day, and it just so happened that this case caught fire. And, you know, a lot of people don't get the time that they deserve, but it's unfortunate because that really could be the situation, you know, that it's, you know, making a good show out of it. I hope not. I know that there's been reports that other people like around the world has been notified, and his name's everywhere, and I know that Interpol's involved as far as what the news is saying
And
right now.
does that ever happen when a general person goes missing? I mean,
No.
Gabby was kind of a YouTube celebrity. She wasn't huge, but she did pretty good, and she was quite successful at what she created for herself. So she has a huge following, which is understandable. But they're acting like they're looking for the president of the United States, and I'm not trying to discredit the situation. And I know that what I'm saying might be offensive to the family and stuff. And by all means, I am not trying to be offensive. I'm just trying to state the facts. There's a lot of energy, resources, and money poured into this. I live in the state of Florida. It's a statewide manhunt. I mean, even where I live in the northwest part of Florida, and they're looking for him here. They're looking for him everywhere. And I just don't understand what the importance of it is when 1,000 of these cases happen every single day. And I'm just trying. I'm having a hard time grasping that reality at this point.
It is really unfortunate. It's funny that you're from the northwest part of Florida, because I lived there for a few years, so I can only imagine how messed up it is right now with everything happening. And I think that other people deserve to also have their story be spotlighted, and there's so many people who should be, you know, found, who are missing, who are, you know, it's hard to say these things because I know people are gonna take offense to it, but it goes back to me for, like, there's so many people who are literally being human trafficked today who, you know, should be helped, and I don't think that enough people are putting the resources into helping those kinds of cases. And it's sad because it's like I think, like, this is like a token, a symbol, a beacon of hope, right? You know, if we can catch this guy and we can close this case and we're all together in this, you know, the world's a little better. And kind of just helps combat, and, you know, in our minds, the restlessness of this happening all the time. It's kind of like, oh, look, you know, we saved the day on this one thing, and we can all go back and feel good and forget about everybody else who's suffering.
People have said that it's just because she's just a cute little white girl, and I hope that's not the case, because, you know, we're in a time now to where I'm 35 years old, and racism was never an issue for me growing up. I never, ever were we ever racist. We've all had friends. Doesn't matter what color they are, or what they believe in, or what they do. As long as you're nice to me, I'm nice to you, and that's the general consensus of how we've grown. In my generation, anyway, there's no such thing as racism in my world. It just does not exist. But on the media, they make it such a huge thing: racism this, racism that, and if the fact that they're making this just a big deal because it's just a cute little white girl that everyone can relate to, that's pretty sickening. But I think there's more to it than that. It's more or less, and I don't mean in any disrespect to anybody. I know that this is an ongoing campaign and attract a lot of attention. It's attracted my attention. I'm completely absorbed by it. But I really believe that this might just be a huge shit show, like a giant show, just for whatever the reason may be. It's just kind of a huge. I don't want to. I got to be careful. I got to put my foot in my mouth because I can't.
Yeah, I think like I have seen the debate online about, you know, it being this white female, and that's why people are so drawn to it, but I don't want to go into that, like, realm too much, because that could incite a whole thing. But I hope that I hope something positive comes out of this, if that makes sense.
Yeah, if I could just make one comment, and that is that we've got really caring people right now watching your vlog, and they connect with their friends, they're interconnecting online in various ways. I just want to put this out here. You know, I came from an era where we had dial telephones, we didn't have computers, and we didn't have the means to go online. But what I think we can kind of chew on, maybe consider, is that let's not let this be the last case. It will be solved, hopefully someday. But like you said, there are many people that suddenly are missing. And what if there is a hub, a place that we can plug into and find out information about these other people missing? You know, John Walsh has a site. There's different websites that are tracking traffickers. Have a hub and say, you know, this week we're featuring so and so and so and so. Give the background on it. And then let's see if we get people interested. We don't have to be, you know, on the latest trend on who's missing. You know, if we have a heart, if we feel interested, if we want to somehow help.
Light went crazy. That was really... Did I lose internet? Oh no. Oh. I just lost my internet. No.
I was gonna say, did your stream just stop?
My stream just, it's kind of back, but I was like on a chat like with people, like voice chat on the stream, and that just ended.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. My stream's still going though on my phone, but I don't know.
Maybe it comes back up, or do you have to start your stream?
I don't think I have to restart my stream. I think it's still okay. I'm getting confirmation that I'm still being seen on the stream, but I need to wait for the internet to come back up to have people back on the call.
Oh. Well,
So it's okay. I love you too.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
oh, Bruce is in the stream now.
My mom says hi, Dale.
Oh, hi, Mom.
Says hi, son-in-law. We love you too, Mom. She says love you.
My power just went out for half a second.
Mom says how does she call in? You gotta wait till the Wi-Fi comes back up. But hopefully everybody can still hear me. Hopefully at least hopefully Matt and Pat can... Okay, it's coming back up. It's coming back up. Matt and Pat, if you guys can hear me, I don't know if they're on the watching right now, but I think that Pat is making a really good point, and we should, you know, start highlighting different people and help missing people, because I think that this could be a really good resource. And I think Matt came up with some you know, valid point that there's so many people missing, and I think that's something we can definitely talk about doing. I think my Wi-Fi is coming back up. My Wi-Fi is coming back up. All right. Is it gonna... what did I just do? You just flinched. I don't know if Matt and Pat, are you guys still there? Man, my Wi-Fi like went up and went down, I think. Can you guys... Let me see if my Wi-Fi is working. Yeah, it's really slow right now. I love how the name of the video is Brian Laundrie Arrest Warrant, and we are nowhere near that topic anymore. We're fully off of that topic. We are on complete another left field. My mom says that's what happens. Alright, it looks like I'm back on. Does anybody have any confirmation from Matt and Pat as to what's going on? Because I don't I don't know if they can hear me. Can I message them on here? Is the Wi-Fi getting better for you guys? Man, this is unfortunate. Wildcat says, haven't seen them in the chat. I would This stinks. I'll text you right now, Mom, if you wanna join the call. Let's see. This is not gonna want to work. Oh, there we go. What? Oh my god. Alright, Mom, I just sent you the link. Okay, it said that Matt and Pat are both active. So I don't know what's going on. Sorry for my fingers in your faces, guys. It's not really... Okay, Pat is back. Yay! Pat, can you hear me on the call? Do I need to end the call and restart it, maybe? I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, my Wi-Fi went out, Pat. I don't know what happened. Like, just all of a sudden the lights went out. It was not cute. Let me, hold on. Let me hang up the Google Duo, and then I'll get back on. Alright.
Happy life.
Okay! I hear Pat.
Hey, there's
Yay! Wow. What a mess.
Are we back?
Yeah, I think we're...
No, it's all right. You know, this is our first run at this, so it's all right. We'll work out the bugs.
Did the conversation get too deep for your audience? Did the FBI shut us down?
Maybe. Who knows, man? All right.
We were asking for
Where
you
did
to
you-
comment. We realized
where did
you
you
were
lose
there.
Pat was talking about that maybe we should start doing a rotational on different missing persons cases and talk about them and give them a spotlight, which I think is a fabulous idea. I love that idea, and I think we should do it.
Absolutely.
Because I think there's so many cases.
You've got a lot of people that are following you, and they might be attention, but it's a serious case, and maybe, you know, the reason we want to do this is to communicate our care and our compassion, but we also want to be, if possible, a part of giving up-to-date information and facts, but also hopefully being a part of leading to a resolution to some of these missing cases.
Yeah, I think it would be really helpful for people. I think, and I think this is that could be really the silver lining, in the situation is getting everybody together and starting to realize that there are so many people out there who could use our help.
I'll tell you, the power of the people is unprecedented. The power of the people will solve a murder faster than any FBI or any other agency in the world.
It's incredible what people have been able to do. This is such a different topic than what the original stream was, and that's totally fine. I just think it's funny. But I don't know if you guys have seen that that Netflix documentary? It's called Don't Fuck with Cats.
I was going to ask if you saw Designated Survivor, because in an episode of that show, it was a similar event.
I have not seen Designated Survivor. I'm gonna have to find that episode. But that if anybody's interested in seeing the actual incredible power of the people and how modern day super sleuths online are being able to catch these horrible people doing these heinous acts and bring them to justice, is kind of insane. So the whole story surrounds this this guy who did some horrible things to cats, and then he escalated from there. And all of these people got online, kind of like we are right now, and they were all together online and sleuthing it out and figuring out what happened, where this person was, and it ended up, this crazy virtual chase around the globe, and they apprehended him and he went to jail. And it's an incredible story, so I highly recommend that if you're ever interested in feeling the full power of what the people can do.
I think that's a good idea.
It reflects on what I was mentioning earlier about the power of the people. This particular episode, they developed an app to locate a guy, and over 11 million people were involved. If you've got 11 million people involved in a search and the apprehension of a suspect, it's going to be located within a couple of days. So if this guy really needed to be found, he would be found.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what people are doing. So many people are doing that. I guess Matt I don't know what happened to Matt. That was strange. But my mom just logged on. So hi, Mom. If you want to join the conversation, feel free.
Hi. Hi.
What are you thinking about this whole case, Mom? Or what are you thinking about just in general, this idea? I know that I think Matt's back. Welcome back, Mac.
I'm live on freaking national news all the time.
I don't know what's happening with Matt, but my mom has actually been very involved in stuff to organizations having to do with helping people who are victims of human trafficking, domestic violence, and stuff like that. So I think, Mom, you would be really cool to have on too and talk about this kind of stuff if you are so inclined.
Yeah, no, I would definitely be interested in assisting any which way I can and bringing more attention to the topic of human trafficking, domestic violence.
Yeah, it's something that's rampant and people don't realize it as much. And you've taught me well about how terrible that is and how it's everywhere and we don't realize it. And I think like doing Pat's idea of this, like, hitting different people and different people's stories could be really helpful for not only helping people who need a voice, but also helping people to notice the red flags of where's the train derailing into a bad scenario. So I think all of that could be really helpful to people. But I guess we should probably get back to Gabby. We completely derailed. Also, my friend Wildcat says hi to you, Mom, and says that you're awesome. But so, have we gotten any more updates? I'm very interested to see if what Matt was saying, if anybody's got that, where, there's this random footage that came up on his Facebook.
I'm going to check right now and see if I can find any updates while you guys are talking.
Yeah, I'm going to separate my computer from my laptop, so hopefully... what have you been thinking about this case, Mom? Is there any facts that have been very, that have just kind of drawn you in about the case, or is there anything in particular that you've been kind of, very focused in on from the case?
Well, the very first moment that I saw that, first of all, it came on to the actual general public, right, which is by way of social media, and of course then it goes rampant from there. The issue is that the parents also had a lot to do with this. She's a blogger, so in turn that also plays. Now, for me, until I saw the video when they were pulled over by the police, which was very interesting how he had scratches. He made a comment and statement of the fact that she had pulled that on the steering wheel. She was crying and saying how she's OCD and cleans. And he may look, again, we don't want to speculate, because the same amount of domestic violence happens, as well as the opposite. People should never speculate about the fact that the domestic violence victim is only a female. It's not the case. It could be a male as well.
This year, the fair. Right? Well, I mean, she was crazy. There's no doubt about that, but that doesn't justify a means to kill her. I mean,
I'm gonna say, wait a minute, hold on. We're not gonna use that word.
We're not saying that at all. I'm just saying that there's too many things. There's too many sides to the story, and the fact that the police then separated them that night. Then they regrouped again the following day. Domestic violence, if you do research on domestic violence victims, the bottom line is they will go back to that person because they feel they have no other recourse. And that's what we know. Okay?
Also, Matt, before you go on, Matt, I just want to say, let's refrain from the use of the word crazy. People have mental illness, and that's okay, but that doesn't make them a crazy person. And a lot of people suffer from mental illness. It's very possible that so does Brian. She was just more forthcoming with it.
Oh, I do too. I take medication for it.
Mm-hmm. So, but the bottom line is that there's a lot of sides to the story. What occurred, none of us will know until more questions are answered by Brian, which unfortunately is missing. But on the domestic violence front, you have an individual, whether man or woman, which will return to what they know. They feel they have no other outlet. They feel that they were the one in the cause. I mean, it's book. It's written, cases after case after case. So at the end of the day, it's an unfortunate situation. Now, I'm going to go back to what Matt's comment was. There's nothing wrong in your comment at all whatsoever, stating the fact that she's gotten a lot of press. No doubt. In fact, Joan Reed from CNN made the same comment. Yes, there's a lot of people that disappear. And in fact, here, YouTube is actually a huge, several different locations and pages of individuals that actually do this, that they start putting out information on individuals that come up missing. And it's up to the individual to find and search them. So the platform that's there, which between social media and who pushes it enough to social media and to get more space, airtime, if you will, that's going to be on the people that pursue and push that item, right? So in turn, the fact that Gabby's a white individual, a Caucasian, I understand it. I understand where they may come from. But again, it's who pushes it in the media, who pushes it in the press. And in turn, there's a lot of individuals that are victims out there. There's, like you've mentioned before, but there has to be a platform to push that.
You are incredibly intelligent, and I feel like you're coming from a higher, somebody higher than what we're trying to do here. You might be somebody of very great importance trying to, make this straight, and I understand and I appreciate that. But what kind of, who would push this agenda, I guess would be my next question. Who would push this matter to be so important? Is it, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but it would be in any relation to the other things that are going on in the world. I mean, I don't say the government's trying to manipulate us through media, but in actuality, the CIA has been doing that since the 50s.
Mm-hmm. Right. So at the end of the day, so if you look at, if you ever do research on the media and the press and any type of airtime, they're looking for the airtime. They want the attention of the majority of the population for that airtime, which of course then gives them more money in their pocket. So it's the topic. It's the hot topic of the month, of the moment, of the minute. And so they're just gonna grab at it, and they're gonna hold on to it, and they're gonna continue to to try to compete against the other media outlets that are also doing the same, unfortunately.
I also want to point out that I think one thing that Gabby's case really had going for her, you know, we're not going to talk about the race thing. I don't want to get into any of that. But one thing that Gabby's case really had going for her is that she is somebody who was doing van life, which is a huge topic in people,
Yep.
you know, from their teens into their 30s. There's a lot of people who want to do van life, who want this dream, this American dream of cross country road trip, especially in this beautiful, you know, indie aesthetic van. This young girl in a whirlwind romance going on this cross country trip with, you know, who should be the love of her life, who's the fiance, and they're documenting it, and so many people are so fascinated with content creators. I think it's a big pull for people. Her story, that's a lot of the meat and bones of what's bringing people in, and I think that's why this really caught wind. And I think if you look back, a lot of times, anytime something happens to somebody who's a YouTuber, that blows up immediately, because again, it's also the power of the people.
You're absolutely right.
The following that she had alone, it's that in itself becomes the catalyst that you know, that gets things going even further and pushes it even further, because they know that the following alone, if you look at what her followers, how the amount that she had, that in itself, that's the fuel for the fire. And so then this is the opposite of an individual that unfortunately lives, you know, and has no blog, has no followers. It's an individual like myself. I don't have followers. I don't have a blog. I don't have any of that. I disappear. It may, you know, it is what it is. Huh?
I said you kind of remind me of Barbara Walters. You're incredibly intelligent, and your voice is awesome.
No, it's just, you know, life. You just live life, and I grew up leaving a country and coming to a new one and doing what we need to do and getting trained accordingly, but by my parents, and having to survive. And the bottom line is, unfortunately, yes, as Natalia stated, which is, at the end of the day, she was a blogger. She had followers. This is the other part of the pie, that missing link of what the normal everyday individual doesn't have. So that's the other part that she had going for her, and her parents also. The guy, the father, was relentless, continues to be relentless. You know, I have to say that, going back to on a parental side of this whole situation as a parent, and Natalia knows this, that those, I hate to say this, but as a parent, if whoever is a parent that's on this call, if you have a child that's missing, and you have the missing link that has that information of where that missing child is, in my case, the parents in that house and whoever's in that house, unfortunately, I would have gone right through that door. I wouldn't care about anything about police. Police wouldn't even be involved at this point. And that's because it depends on the individual. And he did it the right way, because then, of course, you know, but all hell would have broken loose. And there are multiple cases, and you can look it up on YouTube, when family has literally gotten involved in order to find a missing family member. And they're the ones that found that family member and went beyond what the police could do. Because the other part of this whole, you know, piece of the pie is, because of the laws that we have and policies that are in place, and they're in place for a purpose and a reason, and I understand it. Police, their hands are handcuffed. Their hands are tied. Look at policy. They would not be able to do with the run-of-the-mill Joe without, of course, that person knowing that, you know, you're going to break the law, you're going to go to jail or something further. But the police can't break the law. And there's time after time, if you research it, the amount of families that have gotten involved to find their own family members that have had to do that, break the law, and then the police swoop in. And that's what, you know, like, there's a lot to this conversation that, you know, unfortunately, the parents have some closure because they found Gabby. There's some that don't never get that closure because they never find They will never find that child. They will never find their family member, and the person who did it will never disclose it. And maybe it's because of their ego. But the issue is this whole case opens up a whole different level and many levels of conversation that can go on for years.
Yeah, and I wonder if they just showed us how someone can get away with murder. I mean, murder, if this thing happens every day, and if he did murder her, I'm not saying he did, but if he did, he just showed the world how to get away with it. If everybody murdered somebody and did what he just did, is it that easy to get away? I mean, really? I don't know. That's why I wonder if they're not even looking for him in those woods. They're looking for evidence to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Like, they might even know he's not there. I don't know. It's a very sticky situation, and it's very interesting to hear everybody's opinions on it, because there are some very smart people, including yourself, madam. There are some very intelligent people, and a lot of the things that I'm hearing are extremely intelligent. And I wouldn't be surprised if the general public finds him before the police do.
Well, and here's another thing. This is a nationwide interest. Let's say, for instance, if it was a case where someone was missing in just a city location. They're looking around the city, and they're looking for the missing person. They have persons of interest, and it's kind of focused in a local capacity. But here we have a case where it's now nationwide, because of all of their different states that they traveled in, and they carried, like you said, the vlogging videos. They were online. There's pictures of where they were. There is a police body cam recording a situation after someone had called 911 in one of the states and said, I saw a guy slapping a girl, a woman. So we're looking at a nationwide interest here. And from what I'm understanding, it's now gone internationally. People are plugging into this worldwide. And so this case stands out. Had it, like I say, just been one city, a community, there's people that get shot, there the people that are missing. There's criminal activity in every neighborhood just about across the United States. But this one, because it was nationwide involvement, different states, and it was online as a vlogging venture, I think that might have been part of the components that were drawing our national interest.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not something that you'd rather have some type of a different attention to a blogger or the situation. But in this case scenario, she winds up missing. She winds up passing, being killed. And then they try, if you look at the other thing too, at the I think the latter part of the week or something, or the beginning part, they started trying to correlate her death and her disappearance with the two lesbians that were killed and shot to death as they were camping nearby. You heard about that, right?
Yes, they were working at that, what was it, the Moonflower store, and that was someplace where perhaps Gabby and Brian had gone into the store. There's a lot of different things that, you're right, that are kind of time-stamped around the time that Brian and Gabby were in that vicinity.
Right, and that's the thing, is that so the last communication on those two individuals, the married couple, basically was to one of the relatives, and I can't recall who it was, that they stated that there was a strange man lingering around, wandering around, that they made them feel uncomfortable, and then they wind up dead, shot to death, so in a campsite. And so they're trying to correlate that. Oh, so she's missing, maybe he dropped her off, they got into a dispute, and he left her somewhere, and now this person that apparently killed the two lesbians is the guy who maybe killed her. There's a lot of speculation on that.
That's a possibility as well, and I definitely went through that in my mind too. But it definitely explained actions of his defense.
Exactly. Right. And that's the thing is that, I mean, here's the thing. I'm going to put it out there. Has anybody here been involved in either a robbery or any type of situation where they had to act in a moment's notice, and their behavior or their actions were surprising to them because they didn't think they were going to act or behave in that manner, right?
I have been straight up Superman when it comes to protecting my. We had a hurricane a couple of years ago, and some people tried to break in our house in the middle of the night, and I had 2 young daughters, and my mother and my wife, and I acted in a way I never thought was even possible. I mean, I became Superman. Right. And so this is the thing: if you do an analysis and you use some looking into the scope of the psychological side or component of the individual, there's the flight or fight synopsis, right? Where you're either going to flee or you're going to face what's coming out at you and you're going to fight to the death. And some individuals, when they're caught up in the situation, they will flee and then they will hunker down and shelter. And that can happen in many ways, not necessarily in the case where, and I'm putting it in his terms where, okay, so he has this dispute. Here's a scenario. He has a dispute with her. They have an all-out, like I said, fight. He leaves her somewhere in the middle of the woods and says, okay, you know what? Screw you. I'm out of here. And you find your way home. Because how many people don't do that? How many people do you know have not done that? I have seen it. I have, right? He can't leave her. That's her van. She owns it. She has the title to it. Well,
I'm gonna rebuttal that. I'm gonna rebuttal that for a second because technically, legally, he can't leave her behind. He can't just steal her van. But that was, and if in the body cam footage, she talks about how she was terrified that he was gonna leave her, and how he locked her out of the van, and she was terrified he was gonna ditch her, and so this was an issue.
Intimidated by it, and it's not even the van, but she, I guess, didn't really drive much because she had to depend on people. It would be interesting to dig into the life of this beautiful woman more because she seemed like to have a lot to offer, and I wonder. I still haven't looked at her social media, but I wonder how many followers she has. Like, involved in something that would explain a lot of the logistics of this as well. I mean, it's basically a celebrity. I mean, if you're looking for a person that has been connected to everybody's lives so passionately and intimately, it's going to be quite important for us to find her, and find out what happened and why.
I think I'm interested
They said that she had they had over 5,000 followers, and I don't remember what they said the viewer count was, but she did have a good following.
Yeah, she did.
That was my question too. Is that because her social media when her disappearance happened and it hit the media, her social media absolutely blew up. Like if you see her, she's only posted one video on YouTube, which was very what somebody wants to see when they're looking for van life YouTube, but now the video's got millions of views because of the case. So I was very interested to see what were her followers before the case came out, and how much that traction happened. But I noticed that even if somebody's a smaller YouTuber, if somebody's got a social media presence, even if it's very small, that'll be something that people hype up when it comes to a case. And it's also like I've been seeing the news saying, there's so much footage of them. There's so many pictures and there's video out there and all this sort of stuff. And so that's another thing that really pulls people in. I feel like people, when there's something more tangible to sink your teeth into, right? There's more there. You're gonna be more drawn in than a victim that's got maybe one photo taken in their life. People don't really gravitate to that as much. They want to see who this person was, and connect with them.
And you pointed out something very important, and that is that it gains popularity when something tragic occurs. Before the blogging, before YouTube, any of that, there were many artists and singers that in a certain situation of tragedy gained popularity, to include even if they passed on. Their records, and when we're now I'm dating myself, but when albums were around, CDs, Michael Jackson, right?
I
It's
still
like,
think Tupac is alive.
but you know what I'm saying? It's like that popularity. That's part of the humanity of things, where now you want to know more about that person. Now that person is passed. Now they got some traction of popularity, and all of a sudden their albums are selling out. The movies are being bought because they want to see this person, and then they want to buy their bios because they want to know more about it. Why didn't I know about this person before when they were alive? And why didn't this person gain that traction or that popularity when they were alive? It's the human nature. And this is the same situation now with the blogging and the videoing and all, social media. So then it gains traction, and then within a year to two or less, it'll dissipate. And then it's like, Gabby who? But that's how it is. It's human nature. And thus right now, this is the flavor of the moment. And hopefully this guy is caught and found and get his side of the story and get more clarity. But his reaction and actions all have to stem from how does he deal and how did he deal with it. If they got into a fight, it doesn't matter who belongs to what, who owns what. They're going to get in that car. They're going to take off in that. And when I said, Matt, the question was more on the level of when you have to literally, you said it right there. You had to immediately figure out, I'm going to protect my family from these intruders, right? Now, the opposite could have been true, where your reaction would have been, I don't know what to do. And you freeze at the moment. And this is the same thing that I was trying to point out. When you have a situation like maybe they got into that, like I said, dispute, he takes off, leaves her there. And then who knows what happens. So then now he's freaking out in the middle of Florida because he came back with a van with nobody else in it but himself. And now everybody wants to know, where's Gabby? And the fact that he didn't say anything about returning, and the parents found out how many weeks later, right? He was already back, but she was still missing and nobody knew about it, right? He never reported nothing to. So where's that relationship amongst him and her parents, right? You know what I mean?
I believe then when they were not touring in the van that they lived with his parents, but they also had condos and they lived in New York for a period of time. So
right.
There's a lot of speculation, and it's really hard to pinpoint exactly how their lives were.
Yeah, and
I mean, human nature is human nature, and nobody's going to know how anybody's going to react until something happens.
And I'm glad Mom brought up these points.
Naty, I just wanted to ask a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Could I just ask a quick question? Maybe somebody knows. One of the things that I was thinking about while you were talking here is that they did find the body, but where are all of Gabby's belongings? Where's her purse? Where are clothes? Where is all of it? Anybody know anything?
I'm not trying to interrupt, but I believe that might be some of the things they're looking for in this reserve, because if you recall, he flew home for a few days. I don't know. It's speculation. Like I said, I'm just guessing. Maybe he came home to get all of her items out of his house, and then discard of those items is whatever means necessary. I don't know. I find it hard to believe that they're putting all this resources into just finding one individual. If they wanted to find him and he was in those woods, they would have found him on day one. All they would have had to do was use FLIR. Okay, FLIR, you know what FLIR is. It's on a helicopter, and it shows it's very hard to pinpoint a human at 25,000 woods where there's no other humans.
Right.
With that temperature. They can find pot plants in the middle of the woods. You tell me they can't find a person? They found her within the first day.
Right, but the issue is, unfortunately, my speculation is he's not there. He's not there. I mean, he's not. This is Florida swampland.
He's not there, and they know that, and they're just going to show the public that, hey, we're looking, we're playing our part. They know everything, and they can't tell us because it's an active investigation. they can't say anything, and they won't say anything until it's all done and said and over with. It might be years before we know the truth.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
And we might never.
What I'm thinking about is looking at the time frame from when Brian returned back to Florida, back to his parents. I noticed on the day that the FBI came and basically stormed the residence, and they were out there, they were looking in that shed in the backyard, they were taking pictures. I saw them also on a news report. The FBI was looking in that white camper, not Gabby's van, but that white camper. They were taking pictures. They were indoors. They brought in their chairs, their bags, their tables, or whatever. They were obviously looking for evidence. They were looking for anything with hard drives, electrical equipment, whatnot.
What they were doing?
But also, the thing is that Brian had enough time to do something with Gabby's personal belongings, like her purse, everything. And did the FBI find any of that at the residence or in Gabby's van?
It's definitely possible, but that's normal standard operating procedures. They will go in there and they will try to learn as much about Brian as they can. And the way they do that is by going through his personal belongings, perhaps finding maybe a diary. In some cases, they get lucky and they find a diary. So they go through there and they try to learn as much about him as possible so they can try to get their minds in his head to try to figure out, okay, if you were Brian Laundrie, what would you do and where would you go?
And that's what they do. They have a way of profiling somebody psychologically. That's what I study. And so that's why I really was going now beyond that they found Gabby's body. And what is his physical profile? And trying to look at what drove him to the point where he's coming back into a restaurant filled with people, yelling and just harassing the restaurant employee in front of everybody. You know, he has some triggers. And to know his profile, this is what the investigators are putting together. And that they try and from that map out what he might do now that they are looking for him. And they've got ways that, we might hear a little bit, but we don't hear it all.
Absolutely. We're way behind. I mean, what we think we know now is 2 or 3 days old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much. I think this stream is going to be going for so long. Hit me.
No.
It's 9 here. I don't know. Well, you're in Washington, right? So it's what?
It's earlier. Yeah, I'm
it's
3
way
hours.
earlier.
Right now it's 6:05.
Yeah, it's way earlier for you. We've been on this
did,
stream for 3 hours.
It's been some really good dialogue, though.
I think
I wish you had more attention because this has been probably one of the most intelligent videos on the entire YouTube regarding this scenario with what's going on with this girl and this guy.
Well, thank you. I loved it though. It's so interesting to get people's perspective, and I think it gives another layer when we're able to speak instead of just typing. It's a whole nother layer of emotion and people read things differently than what they mean to say it out loud, So I think it's very interesting to discuss with you guys, and you guys all have very different perspectives and backgrounds, and I think this is awesome. I love this, and I hope we can continue doing this, and I would love to do this more for Gabby's case and like Pat said, other people's cases and shedding light on people who deserve to have their stories told and the truth come out for them as well.
It was an awesome experience.
The 2 women I've been corresponding with the past 40 or almost an hour now are some extremely intelligent individuals. I don't know who you are, and I guess it doesn't matter, but you are incredibly intelligent women, and I respect you fully. And this whole evening has made me want kind of want to get into politics because
Not
it's
me.
real.
I'll stay in the background, thank you.
It's been very fun to debate and talk and share each other's opinions and ideas and what we think. It's a wonderful thing. It really is, and this is what life is all about. People coming together and corresponding with one another and doing investigative work, and it's just a wonderful thing. It's magic happening right now before our eyes.
It's Naty. I just want to say that, Naty, you're the one who is putting it out there. You're putting yourself out there. And the common ground that you're seeing with your followers is that we all care. We care about this situation. And it's not like it's the first time we've ever cared about something like this. But now we have the capacity to connect with each other, share, how we're feeling about this, how we're dealing about it, thinking about Gabby's parents and the whole family and what's going on. We're following updates because we feel a part of this whole scenario in a second party or third party way, but it shows the humanity. That's why Naty put it out there. That's what she's doing. And so I just hope, that I know, Naty, you probably got to go to sleep. You probably have to work tomorrow, but I just hope that, something the next day or two, gosh, I'm available. And anybody that you want to invite, I just hope they take up the invitation.
I couldn't agree more, and it's wonderful to have you guys all on here, and I love this. This is a feeling I haven't had in a while, and it's really nice to have this, and I think for me it's a lot about the community, is having the community come together, although it's over something tragic, but we can make something better out of it, hopefully.
Yes, we can help each other through this. We've all gone through 9/11. We've gone through a year of having to be isolated, with COVID. And there's just certain things in life that we go through together, but perhaps we don't have a main way to connect with each other. So that's why I applaud you, Naty, because this is one way that people can learn, hey, you're not isolated. You're not the only one that cares about a situation. You're not the only one going through a situation. You have a community all over the United States, literally from coast to coast, that care.
It shows us that we actually are, at the end of the day, all related. They say that we're all God's children, and
that's right.
Of that, we are all brothers and sisters. We all care about each other. And it doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, what color your skin is, how you talk. And even if your only ability to communicate is by writing notes or communicating with your hands, it doesn't matter. We are very compassionate individuals, and together we are a giant family and that can conquer anything.
That's right. Yes. We don't do it alone. We help each other. We're there for each other. I think that is what they're thankful.
I love it. I'm so happy you guys ran across my channel. It's the percentages, it's like you could have never found me, and it feels like fate, I'm not somebody huge on YouTube. I don't make any money off of this. It's not like a bunch of people know my name, and so it was really, to me, fate that we all kind of interconnected on this topic and on this video, and all on the spot ended up on the phone together on the video. Like, who would have known that this would have, this
awesome.
night would have been like this?
You pulled it off too, girl. You did it.
Thank you.
With
your help. You were the one. You were the man with the plan, the idea. You put it out there, and we did it.
No, you was all.
And Naty, I just have one more question, and I'll just kind of stay in the background. But if I do see some interesting things that I want to run by you, should I continue to go to comments to one of your most recent blogs, or how would you like me to connect with you? I don't want to interrupt you while you're at work or shopping. Let me know what you'd like me to do.
Yeah, I'll message you on YouTube, and then we'll talk it out. I got some ideas.
Okay, do you have my information to message me?
Yeah, I have your info from what I'll do is I have your info now from being on the Google Duo thing, so I'll contact you. How's that?
Awesome. You can
Miss
text
Pat,
me, phone
um,
me, email me, whatever is easy.
All right,
Miss
awesome.
Pat, her account name is her email address, just so you know. You can email her. I'm sure she'll get it. Naty Rocke email.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I did send her an email. So
I'll
I
have
look
to check. I'll
forward
have to
it,
check.
Natty, and thank you again. I'm gonna step back now and let you do your thing.
Well,
Yep.
thank you guys.
Here, I'm stepping back as well, and it was so great to correlate with you wonderful people. Thank you so much, and you know, Godspeed. God bless you, and enjoy the rest of your lives.
Thank you, thank you. Well, hopefully we can all reconnect on the next one. I definitely want to keep doing this with you guys, and I think I'll wrap it up for the night. I will bid you adieu. Thank you guys again. This was awesome, and hopefully we've worked out the kinks and the bugs in the system, and we can get right to it. And hopefully my game plan for the stream doesn't go completely on the wayside. Again, like today, me and Pat were talking, and I was like, I'm gonna talk about this, and I'm gonna talk about this, and then everything was like, never mind. All this information is coming out.
You'll learn in this industry. It's hard. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I think you're going to do great. And as long as you develop a good team, it's going to be wonderful. You're on a real good foot here, and you did really good tonight. And I'll definitely be following you from now on. And I hope that we can might build something together. I mean, it's like I said earlier, teamwork makes the dream work. And if you have people on your side that are willing to help you, and everybody helps each other, you can really do something important here. I have full faith in you, and I think you can really do something big here.
Thank you. I hope we can all do it together. But with that, I will say thank you guys all so much, and I'm going to disconnect for tonight and go to sleep, like Pat said, because I do have work in the morning. Thank you guys, and I will catch you guys very soon.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The women I spoke with, thank you so much, both of you. Have a great night, okay?